Welcome to video 2 of my How to Kill a Gibson series. Okay, in this video I am going to tell you now what I actually did to refinish the body and show you what the initial outcome of it has became. So with that said, as most people know, and as Blackjack said, don't true oil it. Well, guess what, Blackjack? I didn't true oil it. As Modesto did to a few of his Gibsons that he's kind of worked on over the last couple of years and showed on his channel. Excuse me. Now, again, the problem is I really didn't want to use this Rust-Oleum clear on a finish, and Krylon lacquer. Maybe I could have used that as well too, but again, at the end of the day, refined space and everything else, you can't use toxic stuff like this stuff here. So again, you have to look something that has a low toxicity level. Again, true oil is a possibility. No, I shouldn't say it's a possibility. True oil is probably one of the safest, kind of most lowest toxicability things for doing a sealer on a finish, or even doing a clear finish. Again, the other one as well too is wipe on poly. Wipe on poly, again, people are yay or nay about poly affecting tone and everything else, when at the end of the day it really doesn't matter to me. What ultimately matters the most is how your finish looks and how much it's protectant from damage and other effects. So I didn't want to go to poly route because I didn't think that a guitar like the SG Special needed to be polyed over, and I think it kind of would take a little bit away from the look of the guitar with how I did actually go for it. So, when doing some more research on things, I was saying to myself, well, true oil is a pain in the ass to obtain in Canada. Not to mention, you're looking for the little 4-ounce bottle costing you upwards of, if you don't have a way to go to a Caleb's or some other place where it's available, you're looking at $20 for just a little 4-ounce thing of true oil. And while I do love what true oil does to a finish, it's definitely not kind of per se. The expense and the time it takes to do it isn't exactly good. Not to mention, for it to actually harden up, you're talking like upwards of 2 months before you can even touch it and do anything to it. So again, after researching various woodworking sites, guitar sites, and so forth, I started looking at, well, there's got to be something similar to a wipe on poly that is, can provide a hard protection, but at the same time give a nice finish. So again, you start going into the range of things like tongue oil, teak oil, which is also made by Minwax, Danish oil, and so far, other oil-based things such as that. You can also go in the line of shellacs, and well, shellac is a lot like a lacquer, and again, shellac is also very toxic, even though it does provide a nice hard finish. So at the end of the day, when I looked at availability, price, and size, what I've decided to do to basically coat the body with for a sealer and to seal in the finish overall of what I've done to the guitar, I have went with on this guitar Minwax tongue oil. Now I've used probably about this much of the can. Now I also did try this on the headstock and the fiberboard, fiber micarta, or whatever the hell they call the headstock front board that they put on the Gibsons. Did not take this stuff well and didn't seem to saturate to it well or bond well, so I gave up on it. And again, as I said in the previous video, I went to tongue oil. But again, as this is meant to be a finish for wood, as it says on the front, beautifies and protects, penetrates dry wood surfaces for new/unfinished or recently refurnished wood. This stuff you could not go wrong with, and especially at 20 to 22 Canadian for a 1 liter can of it, it's a no-brainer. Now this stuff as well too, as it says in as I'll read here on the side of the can here, just to kind of read through in case some people don't know about it. Minwax tongue oil protective finish is recommended for interior wood surfaces such as cabinets, tables, paneling, doors, and trim. It may be used over wood stained with wood finish by Minwax or applied directly to raw wood. It penetrates wood pores and restores vitality to dry, thirsty wood. It should not be used over surfaces already coated with a protective finish, as this prevents adequate penetration of the wood. With tongue oil protective finish by Minwax, you control the brightness of the finish because the surface gains more gloss with each coat you apply. Now that very much is true with this, just as much as it is with True Oil. The more coats you put on, the more gloss you bring out of it is probably the best way to describe it. Well, it does describe it, but more shininess, gloss, and depth. So, as it says here, wipe or brush on a generous coat in the direction of the grain. After 5 to 10 minutes, buff everything with a clean, lint-free cloth. For additional body and gloss, repeat after 24 hours. So, I basically, in this instance, I did go by that rule of thumb, which was about after 24 hours, coming back in and giving it a little sand. I did for a couple coats. I think every like second or third coat I gave a really fine, I think 1000 grit sand over the surface to take any bumps or abnormalities out of it, and then apply the next coat. So in this video, I will actually reveal what I've gone for on this body and what it looks like right now. The guitar, as of this video, is still not assembled, and is still also in the finishing process. So it is still rough looking, but it will still give you an idea on how I've gone with this guitar from its warm brown look. So here's what the guitar looks like right now. This is about, I would say, 6 layers of the tongue oil, and I rubbed it back probably twice on it. I'm still debating on whether I do one more rub back and one more final coat on it. I still may, but this has been curing now for probably about a week and a bit, and I'll just kind of try to show that's how the gloss has gotten in the guitar. And again, a little knot here in the wood. It actually gets a little bit illustrated, but as you can see here, it is going with a all natural look now, which is what I wanted to do with the V, but I never got the opportunity to, or I decided not to. But if I would have known about this Criteria 1530 stripper in the first place, I probably would have been able to get this look on the V, which really would have been sick looking. And who knows, maybe in the future I do a V parts build, or I get my hands on another V and do it. But you know, I really am impressed with the way wood looks, and I would say as of the last little while, it really has been kind of a thing for me to go to a kind of more natural clear look. Definitely very similar to the DBZ Imperial FM Honeyburst, which again, this look is, again, it's a honeyburst, which you kind of can see in the thing, but this finish is a poly finish, and as you can see, it's poly isn't a bad thing for a guitar. I mean, this guitar doesn't have a thick amount of poly on it, so it's, you know, again, it hasn't been abused. I actually do have I think a few little dimple things here. But again, you can see that, you know, poly doesn't affect how bad a guitar top looks. And this top on this guitar, you know, numerous times I've thought about getting rid of it, looking at it again, just in light, you know, it still blows my mind at the depth, like especially around here. It looks really, really deep from this angle, like almost looks like it could be corrugated cardboard. So So, with that said, that's basically the wrap up for video 2 of the Killing a Gibson series. Again, hope you have enjoyed the series so far. And I probably have one. Yeah, probably about one more video to do, and then sorry, actually, maybe about 2 more videos to do, and then I will be done and fully reveal the guitar. Catch you later, folks. Take care and bye for now.